we're gonna go recap a few things. People reporting phenomenon in the sky and on the earth everywhere. From energy weapons, all this is the chaos. The energy weapons burning up the cities, the heat waves and the 120-degree heat indexes. This is the chaos in the shift in the energy, right? When energy shifts, it creates ripples and waves. It's basic physics. It's just how the energy moves. It's like sound moves in waves. Energy also moves in waves. Well, unless it's a particle. But that's a whole nother story. That's particle physics, double slit, triple slit, all them experiments. But the earth is responding to solar flares. These solar flares is hitting like they haven't been hit in years. They hitting. What's the side effect of that? Well, back in, I think it was January, the core of the earth stopped spinning. Then it reversed back and started spinning the opposite way. Now, for those that was watching for a while, I was saying that the energy grid is inverted on the earth to hold the negative frequency. And this was kept in place by blood magic and science, using science to harness the earth's frequency to make us go into a hibernation, an artificial Kali Yuga. And also we was looking at conjure wars using blood rituals and blood oaths to keep us in these stupor, this hypnotic trance that we couldn't remember who the fuck we was. We couldn't remember that we had a direct connection and link to the earth. And the earth talked to you through harmonizing with your soul off them same UV lights. And earth receives energy to its center from the sun, right? And this energy come back out, and what it took down there with it, all them little stars you see, was the pixie dust, stardust. And when we hit the core of the earth, we come up, and we got to be having a body. So we come out human. The most highest evolved form of the game. Right? So the guys come in human form as starlight, coming in on stardust, a whole neutron star as a whole light body, hit the core of the earth and pop up a human. Just from the energy alone. So this energy becoming human, we become mischievous and creative. Right? You see children role play, artists create what they see in their mind and transfer it to paper or canvas. The musician, that's the creative guy aspect. This energy that's changing now is changing for the better, because anybody who won't be able to harmonize with the Shu and Tefnut resonance, that's the correct frequency of the earth, is the Shu Tefnut resonance. They had us on a double masculine Shu and men resonance, and they confused you by making you think they talking about the guy Schumann who came up with the measurement, when all the time they telling you what frequency you're on, putting it right in your face because you ain't supposed to figure it out. But now that we done figured it out, we see who doing it, because you can see past the cat's paw, the fall guy, the Coat Seavers, the crash dummy, right? And you can see who's pushing the buttons on the remote control behind the curtain, right? And so we drag them motherfuckers out, one at a time. We got all of these young chiefs running around here waking our people up. Some of us agree with them. Some of us don't agree with them. They have to fight this war from the angle that they see the fight, or we gonna definitely lose. So you got 19 Keys. What the fuck his name mean? He telling you something in the name. Yaki Awaken. Translate the name. See what he telling you before you listen to what he telling you. Right? They giving it to you. Rashad Jamal, Divine Insight. Right? They all telling you something. These young phase 1. What the fuck is the phase 1? Sabir Bay. The Saber. On the Shriner Cap. They coming from all directions, fighting this fight the way they know how. Young Pharaoh, Thug Spirit, like Tupac, came in, played the Hayoka Clown to the tilt to get the message to the rest of the chiefs what was taking place. Right? All of these chiefs is telling y'all we here. Right? So you see Divine Insight reenacting the captivity of Toussaint when he was held in the captivity of the French. All this is the energy reversing back, showing you the pattern back to before they came. So Elijah Muhammad said, accept your own and be yourself. He ain't say turn into an Arab from the Middle East when he taught his Islam. So now, Bedell been breaking it down. Everybody's name means something to us on the land, right? So while we seeing what the enemy was telling us to see, some of us was seeing what the rest of us was looking at. It's the same way they track and measure where something is in order to give you directions. It's called triangulation. When you triangulating in from all of the eyes of the political prisoners, the Larry Hoovers, the Jeff Fords, the Mumia, from the Tukey, all of these chiefs is telling us something. It's about to come to an end. So we was on here talking about the importance of the sisters getting healed because they still in war mode. Right? They still rustling up in war mode. It's time to go back into mother mode now because we here. Adult grown-ass men, the new batch of elders hatched from our DNA who know how to read everything on the land. So he sat down in the penitentiary to read everything on the land. Right? From the bad to the good, from the good to the bad. We had to start encouraging the sisters to participate in the healing groups. As men, we don't want to come home and hug a cactus. Right? We want to come home and hug something that hug us back pillow soft. We don't want to come home and listen to a broke record. But if they ain't healed, this is what happens. So then we go to finger pointing. Men ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit. Cause ain't nobody healed. So you gotta take the responsibility on yourself to look and see what's being done around you. So you wondering why everybody's complaining. They got trans testicles that swear they women. You got a person with a whole identity crisis in full-blown mode, declaring that they are alternate gender and demanding that they have alternate pronouns. Make this make sense. This is an insanity. So you saying, okay, we gonna start validating the schizophrenic. the sociopath, let him murder. When is it going to stop? We might as well let the serial killers out so they can continue to serially kill. If we going to continue to let mental illness be the dictator of where we going next, I mean, what y'all doing? You got teachers out here bypassing the system because we have to put it in the public domain how we see it. And some of us make mistakes because we operating from a human's perspective. But all of the errors be the root to the wisdom. Because what you intend to do didn't get done because the source inclined you to do it the way it's supposed to be done. And therefore it looked like a mistake to the eyes of man. But you got to get it done. So, it's about now, you know, everybody breathe. All of the chaos going on, breathe. Take a deep breath. Stop. Pause. Hold up. It's okay to say, wait a fucking minute. I ain't ready. Let me see what I'm dealing with before I make a move. This is where we all be making a mistake. And that's how you're going to learn the hardest lessons, because you're going to keep making the same dumb mistake until you get it. It's going to get drilled in your head by repetition. And then it's going to be a habit. And now you're in the habit of making the same mistake over and over, swearing you're doing it right. Ain't they called insanity? And these not going to be functional. Tupac said one time, hotline, you niggas better find your man. I got mine. And you get to the identity itself. The earth talk to you. If you from Africa, the earth talk to you and say, hey, you from Africa. You get this overwhelming magnetic pull in your soul when it's time to raise the last to first to go back home. This how you know we ain't African. Because we got a mad motherfucking drive to defend this land to the last drop of blood. Because we blood tied to the land. Right? And it's not necessary. Why is it not necessary? Because you're standing in the position of right and you're telling the truth and you're shaming the devil. Right? And when you shame the devil, he's defeated. He can't take it. But you took it. Right? We didn't know they looked like us, but they wasn't us. We had to figure that shit out. Our ancestors been telling us, get rid of the enemy within, and the enemy without can do you no harm. But we didn't know that. We didn't know what they was talking about because they talking riddles all the time.
Come on, girl.
Right? They say all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Oh.
They telling us a slave story, and my parents is saying we ain't come from slavery. We came from sharecroppers. My grandfather on my mother's side, he was a landowner. They done built cities all over his little old plot Big Mama gave him. My daddy them was sharecroppers. That's how the sharecropper agreement was how they swindled our elders out of the land. All those contracts are void because I can prove it. Right? The paperwork proves it. I went through the paperwork. That's how I know. I don't know because I'm guessing. I know because I seen it with what they did with my eyes. I'm looking at the papers. But you got people that swear up and down because I'm looking at the papers don't mean I know what I'm looking at. Well, let the people make the judgment call themselves. Am I seeing what the fuck I'm seeing? And is it saying what the fuck I'm saying? So we can get to doing what we supposed to be doing. That's why I be focused. That's how I get focused. Because I be sitting there thinking, I'll be like, I don't understand how we start building this military regimented society with these linear lines for streets. We always built concentric circle villages with the town circle in the middle, where the Big Mama meet, where she the one who Big Mama house is the key to the city. She the mayor. A mayor is a female horse, can't y'all? It's all right there in our face. And now, what we don't be
4 of them.
You know, they still try to stretch the game out, but they still got to make a connection,
Yeah, it's just all green.
right? Like they cheated the the Haitian girls out of the World Cup, but the Jamaicans won. Tied to Haiti by the bookman. So even when they tried to take the food out their mouth, they just fed their brother with the same with the same birthright. They just flipped it from one bloodline to another. They think they slick. But when we all realize what's going on,
What do you got there?
divorce the system. Step back and watch this motherfucker fall. That's all I say. But in the meantime, in order to get back to building our communities, we had to start creating and supporting the sisters that's helping the other sisters heal. So that's basically what we're on today. The sister asked me to come on and have a conversation with her on the live. I told her, yeah. So she says she'll probably be in around 9:30, somewhere around there. And in the meantime, I'm gonna look in the request. And
So I told him there'll be a $75 trip charge. He said, okay.
What's up, Uncle?
what's going on, sweetie? How you doing?
Hey, I always get surprised my live for some reason. I don't know why.
What'd you send a request if you're gonna be surprised?
No, I don't know why. Because sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So I don't know. But it's been great since our conversation. So
Was what we talked about helpful?
yes, everything was fantastic, and I don't know why I'm just being called to share because I don't know if you know. Well, you did tell me I am an oracle. I can read. My kids are in the bath, so sorry. But
You're okay. You gotta be a mama.
yep, my husband. We're doing it together. So I quantum jumped today. I started it on Sunday, and it finally happened today. So I don't know if maybe someone in the live needs to hear this. Can you stay over there?
You're describing the last energy pattern from the opening of the portal on 8/8. The 8th day is today.
It was crazy. So I'll just tell for the live so other people can see what happened. But last week I washed all my kids' clothes. I washed all their school uniforms on purpose, so that way they would have school uniforms for this week. Well, when we got up today, when I tell you I go to get the uniforms, there's no uniforms. And I'm like, I specifically washed them for this reason. So I'm starting to get angry. My husband takes over. He's like, okay, let me go look. They were in the bottom of the dirty clothes basket as if I never washed them. So, and then I spoke with my mom today, and she said something super similar happened to her too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Y'all, okay, so what's going on right now? The energy is shifting back to the feminine energy. So a lot of y'all being caught in time loops in order to put you back on the correct timeline for you to be a winner.
okay.
Right? So you'll remember doing something, it's the Mandela effect. It's actually just a glitch in the matrix to put you on the right timeline. Because you got to be on the timeline that you got to guarantee your victory.
That was
Mama said her daughters get all of their shit. So all of y'all women are aligning with the earth based on mitochondrial and based on the uterus, the portals. Just like y'all got portals, Earth got portals, and y'all talk to each other and syncing up
I just
around
started
the
my
world.
uterus cleanse like a couple days ago too.
All that fit right into the pattern from the 8-8 Lanesgate opening, going into 8 days later. That's
I
the
always do my ritual.
turnaround.
I did a ritual on Lionsgate. I did it.
Yeah.
I did one.
So you describing the answer to the rituals you was doing.
That's crazy. That's crazy. As if it never happened. He was sitting. I watched him pull those uniforms from the bottom of the basket, and I know I washed them because I didn't want to have a morning like that. I was like, this is like, what?
Okay.
It was crazy.
Now look at this, how Mother Nature works. You need to be aware that the anomaly is there.
Thank you.
The codes.
It has to be so blatant that you absolutely know what you can't be told that you don't know what you're talking about because you're that sure of what happened. Right? It's a slap in the face by the universe to tell you pay attention so you can get the answer.
That was crazy.
And that's the answer. The answer is the women are lining up, and it's going to be sitting in the Schumann resonance. If you watch the Schumann resonance, as they call it now, it's really Shu Tefnut now. It flipped about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Right? When it made the honeycomb pattern, that was the Oshun energy green light to return. Then it went all green a couple days later. Right? So all of it,
Honeycomb.
yeah, it made a honeycomb pattern. Right, but most people wouldn't have paid it no attention. But I already know to look for the patterns, yeah. Right, so in that same pattern, also looks like a THC molecule. Right?
You know we do that around here. Good job, girl.
And the THC molecule is a mirror molecule to the melanin molecule. So the melanin is talking to the mitochondrial, and the frequency is being attuned to the uteruses of the mothers.
Because I spoke with my mom today, and I was like a little hesitant on telling her that because I didn't want her to think I was a weirdo. But she was my mom, so I was like, okay, Mom, let me tell you what happened to me. And she goes, stop it. Stop it. She goes, the same thing happened to me. Now you're freaking me out because she said she didn't even think about it because she was like, this is too weird for me. She didn't think about it. But then since I told her, so, something of hers disappeared too. She was looking for an outfit or something weird, and she knew she put it here. When she went to look for it, it was gone. Even my dad, she said, even I had your dad looking all over because he knew it was there, and it was just gone. So she's like, you let me lose my outfit because you did a thing, and you quantum jumped, and it made me jump with the you owe me an outfit. She was telling me, I'm like, okay. All right, lady.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's that synchronization.
That was crazy. So
You already gonna sync with your mother first anyway, especially if y'all got a close bond.
now we do, so yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's important for mothers to heal, and then for the daughters that's also might be slightly broken to see them heal.
You know what's
That gives the
crazy?
daughter the permission to heal.
That lady, she's been healing. We had a moment, we healed together. So she told me she has now been automatic writing just because she's like, I just wanted to get into something. So she's been automatic writing. This lady, okay, so clearly my mother's white. So it's so crazy to see her, like, she's been automatic writing and she's been telling me all the things she's coming up with. She's having crazy experience. Just like, whoa, it's getting weird. She finally let me she actually asked me to do a tarot reading on her. She actually asked me, and it was like mind blowing for her. We were both just like, what's happening? It was,
Yeah,
it's been crazy. So
yeah. And that's where the communication come in on the empathy link. Y'all already got a circuit going on between y'all. It's natural by nature.
she's really opening up a lot more. She's very open-minded. Like, I try to tell my dad, I'm like, she's on her woohoo stuff now. She's very like, if someone's not getting along, she's like, well, just think about how they feel. She's very like, she's on it. So now she's automatic writing, and just it's very interesting. It's getting crazy. So it's so fun. I want to pull a card I really want to pull a card while everyone's on here. Really quick. She's dressed now. You want to see Uncle Rod, huh? You know this one. So just for everyone in the chat, this is Aura, like A-U-R-A, and she's fully deaf. She can't hear anything. She was born that way. So her and Uncle Rod, they speak telepathically. So they know what they be talking, just so y'all know. What you telling them about? She just got out the bath. So, you know. Look how she's waving. She don't even know everyone's saying hi. It's so insane. Should we go pick some cards? You see my curly hair? You're showing them? Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna
Grab some cards.
let you pick a card. The next time I'm gonna take somebody else before the sister comes, so I can get a couple people in.
Sure. Absolutely. Maybe we can do it on our own next time. I'll pull a card for everybody.
Okay.
All right, girl. Get off of here. Let him talk to other people. Yeah. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. I love that baby. It tickles me to death every time.
$4. I got it. It was worth it.
Oh, stop it.
It was
That's
worth
the
it.
thing, when I get on here and I start talking to people and be vibing, I don't be quick to cut them off because I want to hear what they're saying. What's going on?
What's up, brother?
You got it. What's
Give me a
going
moment.
on?
I'm in the dark. Just give me 1 second. I'm turning on this light here.
Okay.
Whew.
Yeah. I was just telling the people, sometimes I get people on here, I be wanting to hear them out. I only want to, but then I only got so much time, so.
Yeah. No, man. Hey, especially when them kids come on, you're like, you man. And you know what? I find you just start connecting with everyone, man. What up, Rod? Yo, I gotta say this first. Thank you. From me, you helping us, man. You just, every time you come down here, drop someone, we getting some keys, man. And we're really getting keys. And just on the energy, yo, I haven't been sleeping. My eating's been off. I would say for the last 3 weeks. I went away to Miami. I'm in Toronto, but I went down to Miami for the Feeling Conscious War just to kind of clear my head as well, right? And bro, I'm telling you, yeah. Well, I knew that's why I was going down there. I'm like, you said it, because I was thinking that. And I said, this is the finish line down in Miami. So I went down, I was meditating in the water. I do my own magic. I don't know how to do it. I follow whatever resonates with me and how spirit feels. So I'm kind of one of those ones, I'll take from here. So I just went down there, I did my thing. But when I tell you, I felt very different. Even in the Forbidden Conscious, the war coming back, I haven't felt myself. But and I like to be like, I like to keep myself busy, but I find with me right now, you have to slow down. It's something saying slow down, but meditate. Slow down, but meditate. But
I'll be honest, that's why I recommend Tai Chi, right? I tell people, if you learn Tai Chi is what I call kinetic meditation, right? It's meditation in motion. If you can use it and get good at Tai Chi, that means while you're going about your day in the world, you can still get your meditation in and get all of your tasks done by converting it from an idle cross-leg lotus position until you can start changing the world with your presence. Because when you're in the meditative state, you calm, raging energy.
Yep.
So that's the key to learning. That's why the Asians seem like they really don't give a fuck. Because they really don't give a fuck.
They really don't.
Because most of them do Tai Chi, and when they get there, that's like another dopamine artificial THC boost.
Yeah. So I never did Tai Chi. I remember growing up as a kid, I grew up in areas where there were Chinese people, and you see them in the morning doing it. But I don't know, we had I think everybody, the brothers know, we grew up having this like for Kung Fu and these things. Well, we fucking like created it. So I would just be in my backyard, my shoes off, and I just start grounding. I do breathing. I have a little spliff in my mouth, and then I start doing my own Tai Chi, my own movements, and I just breathe with it. And sometimes it's almost like you're in a trance state. I do it sometimes even, I just go play some music, and I take my feet out and I start moving. And I find that is one of the best ways for me to feel, I just feel bliss. But I also feel like I'm ready for whatever. You know what I mean? Normally I'm doing it at night.
We talking about the women healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, when you be in that state of bliss, now that comes like if you have a group of healed women and they all in their element, right? They got their feng shui, right? And they all together in harmony. The energy shift.
Oh my God.
The mitochondrial resonance turns all the way to full throttle. The men rely on the women to reach that state for him to reach his godhood. You can't reach it without the woman amping you up. She's your alternator.
I noticed on one thing that you said there, and I've noticed, I've been with my woman for 9 years, and we knew each other from back when we were way back, right? And one of my hardest things is not being like my father. Okay, so my dad, I'm gonna tell everybody, my dad he was a good man in his heart, but he was abusive. He was abusive to my mom, verbally, physically, mentally.
That's a side effect of us never being taught how to control. Because what it is when that mitochondrial turn up, we go slightly crazy for a minute before we regain our orientation. So it's like we getting hit with some dope we don't know how to control yet.
Like,
and it makes some of us violent.
That's what, like, I was starting. I'm glad you said that, because in the last 3-4 weeks, my shit's been all over the place. Even before, there was times where I was like, I'm healing, and then I'm like, yo, bro, I look like just like my dad. I'm freaking out. I'm like going to that place I don't like, and I'm like, I don't even like that. And I had a heart-to-heart with my wife, and I was like, bro, there's some things about me that I'm like, this is the person I want to lose. This is the shit I don't, generational trauma I want to drop. And it comes out sometimes, and I'm like,
invert it by using, like, redirect your focus of anger in your perspective of view, right? So when you want to get the anger out, we got all kinds of ways to get the anger out now. You can go to the gym, you can hit the heavy bag. If you want to feel somebody punch you back in the face, you can get in the box 3 rounds of sparring. You know, go into where they training these young boys for MMA. You know, just to get the aggression out, because that's what the aggression there to protect the women. They got us so confused to who the enemy is. We attacking every motherfucker around. The closest motherfucker around you getting bit.
And I'm a person, if I fuck up, I'm going to be like, oh shit, I fucked up. But I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to explain myself, and I'm going to try and reason. And I found me and my wife in the last couple of weeks in a different mental, spiritual. I feel like we just hit another point where we were like, we just got over something. Where I even find our little connection in the last couple of days has just been, it's been like I had to almost divulge stuff about myself. She had to divulge, but I see stuff about her that I was like, you have to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a person, I feel things. And if I feel something's off, it's going to come out in some ways. So if you scared and you don't tell me you're scared or something bothering you, I'm going to know. I'm not going to know what it is. I'm just going to know. And I'm one of those people, I always know when something's not right. Not in a bad way, but I was like, something's always telling me. And I'm getting better on understanding myself and recognizing it in other people, or recognizing it in myself. So it's kind of, I'm seeing this evolution happen in my face, but the feeling of almost like there's a disconnect. I feel good, but I'm like, something don't feel right, or I'm waiting for something, or I need to chill, or I'm getting this kind of message, and I'm like, okay, but you're not doing, you almost have to take the worldly shit that's happening here, and sometimes you have to really pause it. And I'm like, but I can't pause. I gotta work. I gotta make money. I gotta do this. But it's really telling me you gotta pause, or you didn't get over a platform. So you either need to get through that platform or that next step, or you need to just relax. And when I have you gearing up for it, you're gonna go ahead. So
I always tell it like this: when you don't know what to do, that means don't do nothing. If you're supposed to be doing something, you'll know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So when you don't know what to do, be still. And then look around. What am I missing? You're going to see the path, because then you're going to all of a sudden know what you're supposed to do.
To be doing. Yep. Oh, man. You know, I must say, man, it's a lonely journey, but it's a beautiful place. Like, for once in my life, and I can feel alone, and I'll be like, damn, I never knew being alone like this, or just meditating, or being in this position of understanding self could be so good. And it's not
That's why we're here.
You know what I mean?
That's why we're here.
Really? Like,
yeah, that's why we're here.
I'm not even I gotta tell you this story quickly before we go, or whenever you're ready to go, but I want to get this one up with the Goddess Glow. So, I was just talking to a couple of gentlemen outside of Field Beater and Conscious Award, and it was kind of wrapping up. And so I just kind of, you know when you do those like kind of head turns where you're like, is that her? Mid-conversation, I was like, bro, I gotta go introduce myself. And it was funny. Before I left, I was like telling my wife, I was like, I know the Goddess Glow up. Sometimes she's at the beach, she's in Miami. I want to run into her. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know where her place is at. And I saw her there, and I was like, shit, I got to run into her. You know, although, like, I had no expectations of ever meeting people. But I was like, that was cool. But there was some creepy shit that was happening at that wards. There was a couple times I ran into people, and I was like, you look familiar. Or random people. Very amazing.
I'm going to cut you off, but
Yeah.
my sister waiting on me.
She's
I'm
ready
about
to
to
go
let-
in? All right.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you,
about to let her
man. We'll talk again.
Okay.
One love,
All right.
everybody in the room, man. We're going to do this thing.
Yeah,
All right, one love.
yeah. And here's the special guest coming in. Yeah, so we go through the self-discovery.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Butterfly mode.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How you doing?
I'm good. So good to see you. You have such a warm smile.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Thank you. Yours ain't so damn itself.
It's so good. Like it's like my first time seeing you face to face. We've been talking on the phone, but
Yeah.
it's so beautiful.
Yeah. So, when I first came across the video of you and the ladies by the ocean, I think you was in California that year. I had a flashback that was so vivid that I got cold to the bone.
You got cold. Tell me about it. Hold on.
So I had the flashback of a ritual that we used to do in the Mississippi.
Okay.
It's an old Oshun ritual that the Oshun priestesses used to do. The messages that come in on the river, right before they polluted it, was so clear to the women of the land that they would do their rituals in mass on the Mississippi River. And they would come from all parts of the land, and the men would escort them. We didn't live in teepees, but we took tents with us when we went camping. That's what we did. We had castles all over the land. They act like we just got here. We've been here for thousands of years. So the flashback was so intense that I was able to see so much intricacies of the ritual. And I say, if I ever get a chance, I'ma ask her if she know about the rituals on the Mississippi. They was also duplicated in the Nile. They have bas reliefs on the wall of the women doing the ritual. And this is, they raise the water up in the moonlight, where it used to be the light of Lilith, the moon of Saturn. Before they put this artificial man-matrix spaceship out here. And then the women learn how to use that too. Right? But
go ahead. Finish talking.
Yeah, but that ritual is
go real deep with it.
yeah. So that ritual came back to mind, and I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm gonna make sure that the sisters know that this is the things that the women used to do. Then healed women heal nations.
Yep, and that is why we. That's why we do the Goddess Club. You know, it's a place for a woman to come back to the nature, come back to the ocean. You know, a lot of our ancient ways have been demonized. You know,
Yes.
Calling it witchcraft and evil, and you know, disconnecting women from their true power, from nature, from the feminine, because that's nature. It's divine feminine, and that's where our power is. But so many women have been afraid because of conditioning, because of so many conditioning. You know, we could go on a list of conditions right now. But I think that we're in a different time now, where women are more open to learning more. They want more. So whatever's been presented before or conditioned before, it's not enough anymore. And so what's happening, we're in a different shift. You know, women are seeking to go within. And this is the conversation that we're having now. You know, they're less afraid, and they are open to new information, open to medicine, open to taking trips into the jungle. You know, open to ancient practices for a deeper level of internal healing. And that doesn't mean that you discard whatever your traditions are. It doesn't mean that. If you decide that you want to keep those traditions or those religious practices, it's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not. What we do at the Goddess Glow Up is we don't put anyone in a box. It's not a box. You come to heal, and you come to discover who you truly are. You come to discover the healing that lives inside of you. We don't heal you. That's the thing.
Oh, shoot.
And so it's a different message now, you know, because we all are healers. It depends if we want to awaken that. We all are priestesses. But are we going to take the responsibility to awaken that within us? And so this is what the Goddess Glow Up is about. It gives women an opportunity to awaken what's innate, what's natural, to discover who you really are, how powerful you really are, how you can heal from that trauma, how it doesn't have to dominate your life, how you can go and find peace at the water. You can get energy from the sun. You know, so these are the things that we've been taught that it's bad, it's evil, it's wrong. And times is changing. And so I want to just say thank you so much for you, because I had no idea, Rod. It's such an honor. That's why I'm blushing like this. I'm literally blushing. My cheeks are like bursting open, because I'm so thankful for you. And I had no idea all this time that you've been watching me. And this is our first time, our first live together. And you have been following and sharing my work all of these years. And my last Goddess Glow Up, like half the women came from you. And it wasn't that just half of the women came in from you, but their husbands. And this is how I knew that there was a shift happening when the husbands were calling me. It was the husband saying, I want to send my wife here. I got emails from husbands. And that hasn't happened before. You know, so when I see that the whole family wants to heal now. And I want to say thank you so much for that. Because literally, I got a message from someone, and I was in the middle of a photo shoot one night, and they were like, it was my son. And my son was like, look, Ma, you're going viral on this thing. And I was like, okay, show me later. I got to finish this shoot. And then people started going, I'm like, this is, and then you did the whole YouTube and everything. And I was like, wow, this is really beautiful, because this happened during a time where I was on hiatus. I'm just now coming back to life, to the world. You know, I've been on hiatus for half this year because I've given so much to people. So I needed time to go and get back to myself, to restore, to renew, to die, so that I could be rebirthed again. And this is my first time, like, really coming on, like, alive with someone, you know, after 6 months of hiatus. And so it was such a blessing to know that my work was still being carried even while I was away. My work was still being shared while I was away. That was the blessing to me, because I was just, no one could see me, no one could hear from me, no one. And I said, okay, I listened and said, it's time to do the Goddess Club. Okay, it's time. And I picked certain dates, I did readings on dates, and then there it is, you gave a reading on the dates, and you know, you did the work. I didn't even have to, there was no flyer, there was no promotion, very little, and the women, and they showed up. So thank you so much for supporting me in that kind of way. I feel very supported as a feminine woman, you know, and to have that kind of power, masculine energy come in and support and really stand by me. So thank you. So much gratitude, truly.
So, in our culture, a lot of people don't remember, but when the chief is making the people aware that there's a shift coming, you have to show who's doing the work, what work are they doing, right? And why is this important to the community? I have to learn every doctrine that influenced the people on this land, right? And one of the things that sticks out is the building of a confraternity, a global family of like-minded people that want to see better for the collective. You know, when we try to do stuff for selfishly, we bring destruction to everybody, right? So when I have to point them to you as the woman that's doing the work that I remember our ancestors doing along the waters, because this cannot be a coincidence. This can't be an accident. It has to be a definite message, right? So I'm looking at the hieroglyphs and I'm looking at your video. I'm having this memory on the banks of the Mississippi. Women from all over the world come to wade with the women of this land every so many thousand years. That's how we end up becoming the great melting pot. Everybody knew this before they erased our memory. Now we know, because I'm telling you, I got my man back and I know who our people is. And I know who's doing the work, and I'm going to show everybody who's doing the work and what work they doing. We can't fight this fight from the same angle and expect to win.
Can't fight the fight.
And so when I point them to you, the sisters know to support you, because the more sister support you get, the more the nations begin to unify. They begin to heal. Right? My big mama told my mama when I was a little baby boy, she said he gonna leave no stone unturned. He gonna get it all back.
I just do it, nigga.
She wanted her daughters to have Earth back.
Well.
So they conjured up
LL.
a critical thinker, military strategist, ex-con that ain't had nothing to do but figure it out. So now I can come tell them, we back.
We back. We back.
For everything they owe.
The next one. We back.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna ask you some questions. I know. I know that you are coming to interview me, but I would like to interview you and just ask you just a few things.
It's called reciprocity.
Look at you smiling over there like that. Why you keep smiling like that? I'm here.
That's what divine feminine do to divine masculine.
I know. I see you blushing, and I'm over here blushing. You over there blushing. I just want to squeeze those feet. I'm like over there like. I'm gonna kiss you. You know, I think that this is important, right? You see how I could just show you this love, just like that. You know, you understand what I'm saying? I think this is important that we can give love like this, that we could be in this place of like pure love. Just, you know, it's not a sexual thing. It's not a, you know, I'm not looking for anything in return. It's the energy of love. And this is what we need. You know, this is what we need between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. It's really the love. Can I just love you, brother? Can I just love you? Can you just love me?
The way I like to say it is,
Huh?
the way I like to say it is, I love you cause without no reason.
Yeah.
I don't need no reason.
No.
There's no condition here. The respect for what you do and for who you are make my heart melt.
There you go.
Well,
Right.
you're making my heart melt as well,
Like this.
because I feel
Right.
whatever you're giving to me is going right to my heart. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're bringing over to me and I'm bringing over to you, this is the energy exchange. And this is what I believe is what's going to heal us. And we can have our heart open. This is what we need more of. We need to, we're in this really powerful energy right now. You know, we're in the energy of the new moon in Leo. It's a lot of light. It's a lot of fire. That's a lot of sun, right?
And it's 8 days after the eight portal opening. So that's 4 8s. That's 2 seated queens.
Who's watching, I guess.
The energy is really potent right now for us to be in a beautiful alignment of transformation, to be in a beautiful alignment with our truth. You know, with our truth. Who are we? What are we bringing out to the world? You know, what do we want? What do we want the world to feel, to see, to witness? Who are we? And this is what, you know, we have an opportunity right now to begin new again, to start at a clean slate again, and to make a new contract, to make new agreements right now. If we really want to tap in, if we really want to, you know, get into this, the momentum of miracles. You know about that? The momentum of miracles.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it's the space you in. It's the energy field that you in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do magic when you're full of hate.
No.
Because you carry in the darkness, but when you full of love, you full of light.
Oh, is this it? Damn.
And when you full of light, you awaken your light body. Because the physical body can't contain the light of its own accord.
Yeah.
And then you cut everybody off of it.
Right? So they say, let your light shine in the world. So you letting your light shine in the world, I'm just letting you know I see it. So they got this thing they do in Japan, right? Where they go out on the dock and they hold a lantern up to let the fishermen know where the dock is when they coming in at night. Right? And that's became a spiritual practice over time. So even when the fishermen stop fishing, they still go out and hold up the light. Because somebody gonna have to find their way back home.
Yes.
Right? And the healed ones are the broken vessels, and the broken vessels shine the brightest in the dark.
Woo. Say that again, brother. The broken vessels. Say it one more time for the people who may have not heard that clearly. One more
The
time.
broken vessel is the vessel that shines brightest in the dark.
Ooh.
And the strongest ones have to carry the most weight. And the one that know the way got to take the lead.
Hitler?
That's matriarchal orders. That's not the structure of man.
Oh shit, matriarch.
That's the nature of nature.
That's that Mama Dookie.
And they call her Mother Nature because she Big Mama. And she love all her kids just the same. She don't care what you look like. She even like the ugly ones that we make fun of.
She welcomes everyone, no matter who you are. You could be the lowest of the low. You've done the worst deeds.
She still see the good. She see the good and the worst of
That's
us.
what I'm trying to say. So, like when we think about the ocean, this is why the ocean is so powerful, right? When we think about the energy of the ocean, that's why it's so important for us to return to the ocean. When we come to the water always receives us. She always opens to us. It doesn't matter who you are. She does not discriminate. She's open, abundant, ready to receive you, ready for you to fall into her embrace. And that's the thing. And so, we have to open so that we could accept the invitation to come back to the mother. It's always an invitation, but are we accepting the invitation? Go back to the mother. Doesn't matter what you've done. But some people feel like they're not good enough, or that they have sinned so much. They've made so many mistakes that they're not worthy of healing. They're not worthy of love. And that's ego. That's not the truth.
You gotta watch out for these.
That's not.
Flying out of control.
Yeah.
Some of these men love their mama so much they trying to be her. They don't even know that.
You said some of these men what?
Love their mama so much they trying to be her, and that's disgracing her at the same time.
You said a word right there. I don't know
Wait
if
till
they
it
caught
gets
that
to
word,
an
but you
hour.
definitely said it.
57
Yeah.
minutes.
You can't be your mama. You have to be what your mama would want you to be. As the best gender you are.